All right, we are live on the internet. Welcome to Brando Review Live, Stegoceratops Hybrid of 2016. I'm joined today by a very awesome guest, all the way from Western Canada, my good friend Lord Christine and hybrid friend. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited to talk about this guy or girl because this toy we saw at Toy Fair early, and I'm really glad that they released her because she looks pretty awesome. She's blue. I'll just show off the packaging really closely. Let me get everything in focus for the people watching. It's the same. What's up, guys? Nicholas, Nerd, and Zen. And Danielle and Jurassic Dino. You got your Mosasaurus skin with the blood, and I thought it was Indominus for the longest time, but it's Mosasaurus skin. And we got the blue, and Lord Christine, we have, this is our third Stegoceratops. How many other colors do we got?
Oh, two. Official one.
Yeah, this is the third one. What other ones do we have?
We have the beige or brown one and the original green, and also I don't know if it counts, but there was sort of a bluish one that was like navy blue that was in the original whatchamacallit. You know, when they do the things before the things that had its mouth open out. No, it was really like crappy image quality. But if that one counts, then there's that one too, and I will hunt it down and find it someday.
Was that like a mini one? Like the little miniatures they had, like the grab bags?
I think it's just like a prototype thing. Like.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. But anyways, back to the box. We can unbox and talk about it together. It's pretty much the same exact packaging as the old 2015 Jurassic World Toys set. We have our Dino Hybrid logo right there, and then they put the logo on the sides, and they just put Hybrid, even though it already is a Hybrid, because before we went live here on the internet for the review, we were talking about the Hybrid, but we're like, oh, wait, you know what I mean, because they're all hybrids, the Stegoceratopses. But on the bottom, I'll get in focus, you got your hybrid armor Indominus, which looks stupid to me. Your hybrid armor Ankylosaurus, which also looks dumb. And then your Bastard Bio T-Rex was probably the worst out of all the Jurassic World toys. It was so bad. But this one's really cool. This has a really striking paint job. So we're going to go to the back side and show off the heavily photoshopped and airbrushed image on the back side of it. And the horns are facing up. That's false advertising. But it's very...
Found that funny.
Yeah. And then you have, it says bashing attack, poses may require hand support, or maybe they're talking about the horns there. Maybe the horns move, but I don't think they do.
I think there's a specific medication.
Yeah. the top right, very generic hybrid dinos battle for survival. Typical BS we got from Hasbro. They don't care. It says hybrid Stegoceratops. All the stupid stuff. And then the barcode. I always show off the barcode for my wrestling figures, so I might as well show off the barcode for everything else. And then that's it. So how you officially open these, for me, as a collector, I think Gaming Beaver, he actually like snips off with scissors these little ropes there, little strings. I don't. I like keeping everything nice. So I cut right here on the left side and the right side, and then you open it to the front. So I'll show it off for the camera, unless I die. There we go. In case that I actually do croak on camera here, Lord Christine can have this Stegoceratops. I'll put it in my will.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
But anyway, you open up the cardboard in the front, and then it kind of just folds over, and then there's your strings, and you kind of just unstrings it. What's up, Bugsy? What's up, Cheapzilla?
You know, if you got murdered tonight, people are going to think it's me. Just like, I would murder you over a hybrid Stegoceratops.
Yeah, we're in different parts of North America.
I have my ways.
Yes. All right, so taking her out. She feels like she's heavier than the old green one. I don't know.
Let me compare.
Yeah, compare, because I'll compare off in camera for the folks watching. But what's up, Cheapzilla? I want to keep her in the packaging.
It's just kind of hard to tell because it's like it's really, really close, but. Yeah, well, I mean, there's no reason why it wouldn't be heavier because it does have a bigger frill, but that's like not that big.
Maybe also because the horns are pointing down. Maybe that's the thing too. But
the horns are longer.
That too, they are longer. They feel the horns themselves. Might as well just keep talking about them. They're really soft. I don't think the older ones, the shorter horned ones, those are harder.
Yeah, they are, although it might just be a thing in length, because I was thinking about this before the video, because I was sort of feeling it and, like, touching it in really weird ways. But I was bending the frill, and it feels like like bendier than the other frills, but then I sort of looked around at the plastic that the face is made of, and like, because the thickness of something sort of depends on how much it bends, and when there's more length, there's more leverage. So like for the tail spikes, they're thin and long, and so you can bend them. But so I don't know whether it's a different kind of plastic or whether it's just like the way it's designed.
I think you're right. I think it is a different kind of plastic. Even if it is shorter, and like you just said, the longer in length will make it more bendy. This frill is totally a harder plastic than this one. Like if you go down to like the lower part, almost like the top of the horns, the big horns towards the skull, like you can even move that. And then if you try to go back to the other one, it's a little harder. So
oh yeah, that is true.
I think they use a cheaper plastic. So
brown one is the same as green as far as like bendability of the horns.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's good for kids. They're not going to poke each other in the eyes, but it is kind of unfortunate they went a little bit cheap. But at least the paint job is better. What do you think of this paint job? It's blue on blue or purple on blue, however you look at it, and then you got like gold on top and then gold for the horns.
Well, the interesting thing is that the paint that's gold and sort of darker burnt gold, like the oranges, and also the dark blue has that sort of, I don't know what you call it. There's probably like a name for it in paint terms, but you know when you look at a car and it has sort of like a sparkle to it, but it's like really small.
Metallic maybe?
Yeah, well, no, I guess maybe. I really like that. I saw a car with that the other day, and like, I don't know, I'm weird. I like weird colored cars, and so to have like, I was gonna make a joke where like hybrid cars, hybrid dinosaurs, but I'm not clever enough, so. But I don't know much about toys, but I know that the paint job on this is not the greatest because it's not finished on the plates.
Oh yeah.
Mine's a little bit sloppy. They sort of like screwed up I imagine they probably sprayed the tail a bit, and it got the gold from the underbelly went onto one of the plates a bit, and it looks like smeared a bit.
Ugh.
But other than that, I think the colors go really well together. It's based on the one from the game, of course.
This is, by the way, if anyone didn't know, I think, to my knowledge, I didn't get to do a hybrid Stegoceratops or just a regular Stegoceratops, but this is apparently a level 40 from the Jurassic World, the game, the mobile game. This is a level 40 one. Like very blue and crazy. But, yeah, just like you said, the inner sides of the plates are not painted the gold, or whatever you want to call this, metallic. It doesn't really look that great. And of course, typical Hasbro, they never ever paint tails, or they become really lazy, and they don't even paint halfway through the back end of the body. And it just looks really cheap. But your eyes, for me at least, are drawn towards the head and the body anyway, so you kind of ignore that out of all of them. They really did a decent job, like, at least painting this go around for the 2016 hybrid line, so at least she looks really good.
Yeah, I'd like to also, on the note of the game, I'd like to point out a few differences. And like, I don't have a photo with me right now of the one from the game, but I think there's some crucial things. The plates, first of all, this is obviously the body on the toy is based on the original body of the toy. The other, I can't say words. But in the game, there's like a billion plates, and I think the horns are at a slightly different angle, maybe not quite as much. And I don't think that in the game it has a front horn. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, like, and the colors are a little bit different. And also there's stripes over more of the body in the game, but that's just like a texture thing, you know. You can do more, because when it's like, I know it's just sort of like a cheap toy, and then when it's in a game, though, you can just like plop a texture on there. You don't have to paint it every single time.
All right, let me pull up what the Stegoceratops looks like in the game. All right, so I'm going to switch over for all the people watching. So it looks a lot like it. Here is the Stegoceratops, and then here is the photo. So the frills are longer. Like you said, there are more plates on the back side. There's also, like, if you look at the back side or more towards the top of the animal, towards the plates, it has like a Stegosaurus, like the little bone, or not bony, but maybe like a bony texture on the top, the little pebbles of the skin. They don't have it here for the toy, but for the game, she's got it. And obviously, overall, the paint looks better on the game version than the toy. But the feet also are different. So they added like a darker blue on the toy, and then in the game, it doesn't look that dark. But you're right about the front horn. But that was, I think, maybe for like a level 30. Because here's like a that's level 30. So like.
Oh wait, yeah, it does have the horn. Never mind.
So the level 30, it doesn't look as aggressive. You're right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of annoys me when people talk about Stegoceratops and they always say like, no, it's actually like made of Stegosaurus and Pseudoceratops because it doesn't have a front horn. I'm like, well, Stegosaurus doesn't have a front horn, so that could very easily be explained by like mixing two together. But people are like, well, the horns look more. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but it's been confirmed time and time again that it's a Triceratops, and so if you want to believe it's canon that it's a Pseudoceratops, fine, but don't like try to convince other people of something when it's like dubious canon.
Yes, I love your tweets on hybrids. You're like the hybrid master, at least the voice of the hybrid people for that, because I like hybrids. We discussed this earlier. We could also discuss it later after we're done reviewing the toy, but Dominus Rex, which is featured right behind me, this pillow I have on my bed, is my favorite, if everyone didn't already know that. Canon-wise, I can't
see the pillow you have right now, so I'm just imagining like a full body Indominus pillow.
When you rewatch this, hopefully archived live stream review, it's a photo of an Indominus nearly full body from knees up, and behind her to the left is the Jurassic World gate, and to the right is like the jungle where she first attacked the ACU people.
Oh yeah, I see it now. I was just picturing like an anime pillow, and I was just amused by it.
All right, so action feature for the hybrid Stegoceratops versus the older version, the brown and the green one. I don't remember how well the bash and bite feature is for the old girl, but I remember it being pretty crappy, and here it's really not working that well.
It's
at least
stuck sometimes. I find it depends on the toy I have, though, because I have like a billion Stegoceratops.
Yeah, you made a pyramid of like 9 of them or something, didn't you, for Twitter?
Yeah, that's the old one. Since then, I've made an updated version where I actually made like a pentagram, and it was like a joke. And so, if I don't know, that'd be like about 10 I have, but I think like 2 of them might have been outside of that circle. I don't remember.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I think my friends Nick from Raptor Squad and Joey, I think you hear that clicking? That's from the damn toy. That's kind of cheap, but I don't think this one's the old version does that. I
was comparing the clicks actually before we did this video because I'm like just insanely stupid.
No, you're just having fun. Mine isn't really, the old one's not clicking at all, but the new hybrid blue is clicking.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think it depends on the toy you have and how much you've sort of eased it into it, because some of the ones where I like sort of pull on their heads and experiment with them a bit, they sort of go smoother.
Yeah.
Just like I have those, whatchamacallit, where you mix and match those ones. I had a couple of those, and I was like, why are these toys not working? So I put them in front of a heater, and then the limbs started working, and I'm like, wow, it's really that I had to like heat them up to make them work.
Yeah, the good old NECA trick that they got stiff limbs, or you put them in a freezer, you heat them up. It's just like
it's like
cheap China plastic.
Wait, osteoporosis is the other one. What's the one where you like have clicking inside of you?
It might be like loose cartilage or something.
Yeah, so like I don't know, maybe they just have like severe neck pain.
Arthritis.
Yes, yeah, arthritis would probably be a better.
Oh my god, these toys have arthritis. But so the feature that at least works for me is that crappy. If you pull down the tail, the head goes forward. And it goes forward a decent amount. If you move the tail side to side, sometimes they don't work. So you have to test these out in store. You know they're not really in store anymore. It goes side to side, but really crappily. It's pretty much not that great of a toy for kids, action feature wise. But it looks cool at least. So. Yeah,
I imagine, like, I think the concept of a Stegoceratops is, like, fine to have as a toy anyway. Like, I wouldn't even care if, like, it didn't have posable limbs or anything, like, so, to me, the bashing feature, I don't really, like, I could live without it, but it's there, so whatever. I just want Stegoceratopses, that's all I need.
Yeah. So, have you purchased, like, all of Canada's worth of these Stegoceratopses?
Yeah, the people at Toys R Us, like, they probably think I'm crazy because I would show up at, like, the checkout with, like, 3 Stegoceratopses at once, and they'd just sort of be like, what the hell is going on here?
Now, how much... I'm going to go on ToysRUs.com for America here. I think... Okay, these are supposed to be $9.99 MSRP here in America. And then, like, back in the day for Walmart, before Walmart stopped carrying these... These were like about $8 or $9 at Walmart because they're cheaper than everybody else's. But for some reason, Toys R Us, they like to charge more because it's what's known as the Toys R Us tax, because they have everything in stock.
Canada, our dollar is a bit weaker, and so it's a little bit different too.
Okay, so here in America, Toys R Us, they charge for this. It's supposed to be $9.99, but they charge $12.99 for this batch of binders. So how much do they cost for you in Canada for this batch?
Well, that actually depends on where I bought the different ones. So for the green ones that I bought at Toys R Us, I think they were $15 probably. I got coupons for a couple of them. There was one of them that I found in Invermere in BC, which is a different province, that was $20, and I bought it because it was the only one in the store and because I was being really impulsive. And also, what's even worse is that BC has this extra tax. Alberta, where I live, we have just normal tax, but they have what's called HST, so it's double the tax on it. So I paid $20 plus that.
Damn.
The brown one I got on Amazon, I think. I don't really remember how I got it, but it was the US price, but of course I had to pay in Canadian money, so it was more. But I only just got the blue one after years and years of anticipation, and I got that from a friend who went to the States to buy it, and we actually, in my city at least, we did not get the hybrid line, and that was the line I was most looking forward to. It was the most depressing thing ever. Yeah,
it's crazy about these hybrids. I made a video after Toy Fair went down. They showed off these guys, this Stegoceratops, this Dilophosaurus. They had a bunch of them, even ones they didn't even release, like the Growler Carniraptor, which looked cool, a Basher Indominus that looked like a level 40. I think those, or at least, were the only couple that weren't released, but they didn't really release even here in the States those. So I kind of feel sorry for people in the UK or wherever that love dinosaurs that want to really get these hybrids, because they're better than 2015's crap offerings that Hasbro gave us.
Yeah, for the Jurassic World toys, the very first Stegoceratops, the green one, I had to wait a year to get it. Everyone else had them for a year, and it was just really depressing. Also, speaking of the Toy Fair, I think that the Stegoceratops, the hybrid line that was shown there, had actually a painted tail where it had white spikes.
Huh.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know which one that would have been.
I probably have a picture somewhere, but because I've been sort of drawing a couple of the Stegoceratopses, and so I was sort of aware of that before I got this one. And when I got it, I'm like, oh, it's different. Huh.
Trying to think of you got your screw holes. I mean, if you're a Stegoceratops fan, you pretty much have to pick this up. It's cool. I think just me as a Jurassic fan, not just because I like hybrids. Which one? So I'm gonna say my answer after yours. I'll let you go first. You're my guest and a lady. And which one do you like better? Do you like the old Stegoceratops with the short horns, the either the brown or the green, or do you like this new blue one, the hybrid, better?
That's asking, it's kind of apples and oranges, but in a more accurate way. It's trying to pick your favorite child.
What child do you like better, Christine?
Oh, I don't know. My children, they're just so awful. I hate them equally. No, but I think just for sentimental reasons, I like the green one better. It's just more iconic, and although I do really like the design of the blue one a lot more, I think the green one's just the best one.
So my children are the Indominuses, so it's Rampage versus Bad Boy. I'll pick the Bad Boy for pretty much the same reason. It was the first one, nostalgia, but I think for this Stegoceratops, I don't know, because nostalgia again. This Stegoceratops right here, this exact one, I made my second skit, I think, with Timmy discovering it and Alan Grant, and it was one of my favorite skits. And
you want to hear something really funny?
What's up?
Speaking of Timmy, I just a few days ago I recorded a thing for my film class, and there was a Stegoceratops named Timmy in it, and a Tyrannosaurus named Jimmy, and
that's amazing.
So that's just a weird coincidence. I'm not good at placeholder names.
So I think I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go with the old one, even though I think this new one's really badass, and I still recommend it to people. I don't think there's is there anything else you wanted to talk about with about the toy itself or the other old Stegoceratops toys?
Yeah, I think it's interesting the number of toes. The front feet always have 5, and then the back have a dew claw that apparently that's what it's called. That's
the
And I'm wondering why that is, because in the concept art for Stegoceratops and in the game and in all of those things, there is no dew claw. And so I'm wondering how the toy people came to and so I was wondering if anyone could look through stuff Hasbro has done or other toy molds to see if they just stole and adjusted the legs off of some other thing and there was a dew claw left over, because I don't think they're that creative to put such a small detail there.
Right. Yeah, the dew claw isn't painted on the blue hybrid, and nor the older ones. I remember at Toy Fair, this is bald guy with glasses. I remember him very specifically because he looked like my one friend, and he was working for Hasbro, and they showed off the green Stegoceratops, and they literally said, there's a video on YouTube somewhere, he said, yes, this is the Stegoceratops. Universal came up to us and asked us, do you want to create your own hybrid or dinosaur for a toy for the movie? And we said yes, and we made this, the Stegoceratops. And then, a couple months later or so, it's revealed that was BS and is actually supposed to be in the film. Do you know the story about why it wasn't in the film?
Of course I do. I know everything about Stegoceratops.
I'll let you tell it to the people in case they don't know why Stegoceratops was cut from the movie.
Okay, so basically, Colin Trevorrow has a kid who I now hate because of this story. He was watching Star Wars, apparently, and he was saying, if Leia is a Jedi or something, then does that make Luke less special? Yeah. And so then Colin Trevorrow was like, well, if there's another hybrid, then it doesn't make the Indominus as special, and so it's yeah. When everyone's special, no one will be. I don't
know. I agree with that, but I don't agree. I think it'd be really cool if they stumbled. It was Owen and Claire. I almost forgot their names when they're going to the Innovation Center or whatever. They're supposed to stumble upon Wu's creation of a Stegoceratops randomly in a field, and I thought that'd be actually kind of cool. But I don't know.
I kind of like the idea just because Stegoceratops, but from a plot level, it doesn't really make much sense, and it also feels like kind of a cul-de-sac in the story. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. Sometimes you can take time off from a story to just examine small episodic things, but maybe I think it would have made a lot of people angry. So.
Yeah, that too. Oh my God, more hybrids! That's why I retweeted your tweet from today or yesterday or something. It was a perfect example of people who just can't accept that this is a movie and not actually fiction.
Yeah, somebody was writing my back the other day about hybrids, and they were saying, it doesn't belong in this world because it's fictional, and I'm like, do you even know what fictional means?
Yeah, can you repeat your sentence in your head?
And then he called, he said, it's the Stegoceratops is a fictional piece of crap like you. And I'm like, am I fictional? It's your method of thinking is. And I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about? And if you want to say fictional things should not be in the Jurassic Park franchise, there go all the characters. There go all the dinosaurs. There goes the story.
Exactly, like you said perfectly about the scaly raptors. Obviously, it's not what they look like, but that was what Spielberg or Stan Winston, whoever designed them, wanted them to be. It looked awesome, and they still look awesome to me. So that's the look I prefer. It's not scientifically accurate, but I mean, it's a movie. These are monsters, and it's Alan Grant says it in the third film, literally.
Which I don't think is actually, that's kind of a continuity error, because if you remember the first one, he's saying they're not monsters, they're just animals, which is
yeah.
But even animals that, we consider monsters, they're still living creatures, and the only reason that we consider them monsters is because they're made of several things, which seems like a very dumb argument to me.
I almost want Jurassic Park 3 to not be canon, but we'll find out for the sequels what's going on with that. Let me ask the chat. Let me ask the chat, all the dinosaurs down there as in right there, Thrasher, T-Rex, Omega Rex, do you guys want to see? Let me know in the chat if you want to see any comparisons of the hybrid Stegoceratops as we continue to talk Jurassic Park and the haters of hybrids. So...
I don't have a problem with people who hate hybrids. I just want to clarify that. I have a problem with people who hate hybrids and refuse to explain why in reasonable terms and just say, well, they suck. It's just saying they suck, it's not an actual argument. I could say anything sucks. I could say hot dogs suck. I could say, the sky sucks. How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
I guess vacuums suck, but that's the only thing that would be accurate in that.
She's gone from suck to blow. News related though. I guess Spaceballs 2 is going to be a thing. I saw that unless that was a fake article, but that'd be kind of cool to see. But yeah, here's my. This is the bad boy. Do you have the any Indominus Rexes? Because she's a hybrid.
No, I actually don't, surprisingly. Well, I guess I have, like, the statue from the DVD thing, but aside from that, no. I didn't buy a lot of the Jurassic World toys because they were super expensive, and I wanted to save up for the hybrids, so...
I gotcha. Yeah, the bad boy, I'll play it. The one with the camouflage electronic big one, that's probably one of my favorite toys ever. I'd totally recommend it for you to pick up because hybrids, baby! But you got the Blu-ray set with the two statues, the Indominus and the T-Rex?
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool. How much did that cost you in Canada? Because here was like, I think it was like $75 or something.
I think that's how much it was for me, too. Like, I think I ordered it online and then told my mom afterwards. And I'm like, hey, I got myself an early birthday present, so don't be mad, but I spent like $100 on this thing, so...
Yeah, it was a lot of money. Was it really worth it? I don't know. It looks kind of cool. My friend Baptiste, I think he took it apart, like, from the base. And then he, like, put it next to his, like, little Jada Jeeps. And it looks really cool. I mean, that's not bad, but $75, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you also got, like, the 3D version of Jurassic World, so that was, like, fine.
Okay, so I don't think they had a Triceratops for... Actually, I don't know if they had a Triceratops Lego ever. Let me look this up. I was going to ask you if you have made your own, because you can make your own Legos, if you have a Lego Stegoceratops.
You mean a Lego Ceratops?
A Lego Ceratops. Or just, you could maybe somehow put the Triceratops head on a Stegosaurus, but I don't know if they have... okay, they do have a Triceratops Lego, but I want to see if they have a Stegoceratops Lego. I don't know if you...
They don't, but you can like, make it in the Lego game, and like some people have made custom ones. I have a problem with Legos because they're so well made that when you sort of put them together, it kind of ruins it because it's like it's just gonna look crappy if I try to do a custom one myself. So like maybe I'll 3D print one someday.
There you go. Yeah, you have a 3D printer. I totally forgot about that.
Well, I have access to one. I don't own one.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
I hope to someday own one.
Yeah, I think you can get one for like, what, $300 or something? Or at least here in America. I don't know how much they cost over in Canada.
Well, I think it depends on like what kind, because there's the kind that works like a hot glue gun, and then there's the kind that works with the gel support.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever... I think there's like this like CAD or something machine back for like a wood shop used to do. Like it would like drill out, you put like coordinates in, it would like drill and stuff for you via computer. That was the closest I ever got to like a 3D printer. I never really used one, but that technology seems so cool. But you were dead on about this Lego stuff. I own all the Lego sets for Jurassic World. Honestly, I'll probably just switch into Lego completely and say screw buying Star Wars Hasbro stuff because the Lego stuff's so awesome. Because I'm looking at, I got the T-Rex in my hand from Jurassic World, and yeah, once you put the legs on, you pretty much can't take those legs off. Like that's how like solid it is. And
yeah, Lego is actually, like, it's made of a really good plastic. Like,
it is.
Speaking of 3D printing, my art teacher was telling me that you can 3D print in the sort of same kind of plastic that Lego is made of, where, like, you curl it at the wall and it won't break.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like, Legos are indestructible plastic. Like, you can step on one and then you would hurt. Like, you wouldn't break it at all. You would break.
That's true, and they're very, like, because they're like a building material, they're a lot of small pieces, so...
Oh, Luke, let me hook up in the chat right now. People want to follow Lord Christine on Twitter. Let me get it.
Do people actually want that, or are they saying?
Oh yeah. My friend Luke, he talks to me all the time on Twitter. She's like, this. If you look at the chat right now, what's this girl's Twitter? She seems so cool.
This is gonna be the worst decision of your life.
No, it's very entertaining. That's why I followed her. There you go. See if that worked for you, Luke, and other people.
My friend followed me, and she said, like, the day after, nothing but dinosaurs in her feed, and she was like, why have you done this to me?
Hey, man, it's a good feed.
It definitely is. I think I improved her life.
Yeah, exactly. And not just that, but it's also funny random things, too. It's not just straight up dinosaurs.
The funny thing is that since I've written so much Jurassic Park stuff, now it's become, like, almost indistinguishable as Jurassic Park, so I'll, like, post a photo of a red saber-toothed, not a saber-toothed cat, but a tiger with saber teeth with a party hat, tweeting it at Bayona, and it makes sense within the Jurassic Park universe. It's really sad.
People are asking me about reading the plot leaks. Nope, I have not. I'm staying away from all the spoilers. I think I tweeted about that. Also, Brad Jost from Jurassic Park podcast, he made a couple tweets and videos about, hey, people, don't post the leaks. And there's just so many people, because one of my friends was like, I guess one of the animatronics or something, some dinosaur leaked. And then I was like, wow, thanks for that. And he's like, well, at least it wasn't this dinosaur that was released. I didn't know about this other dinosaur that was released. I'm like, Jesus, what is wrong with you people? And I was like...
That was my favorite thing, is when everything was starting to leak, I started, like, tweeting fake leaks. Like I said, I'm excited to hear the news about Stegoceratops and Jurassic World 2.
There you go.
Like Nedry's ghost and all these things.
I saw the Nedry's ghost. That's amazing.
Like, now I just want people to be really confused where they won't know which leaks are real.
That's good. Yeah, weed out and just make like everything up like an actor that was cast that hasn't been cast like James Franco in Jurassic World 2.
The whole leak thing, like, I understand sort of both perspectives on it, but like, and I don't support people going to get the leaks and stuff because I think that's not very moral. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I will look at things because I have this terrible desire to like, and so then I get to this really bad place where I'm like, oh crap, this thing is like exactly like a thing that I wrote, but I'm not allowed to say it because then it'll spoil the leak. That happened twice. One of them is insanely specific and weird.
Well, that would suck. Oh. So you've seen
I'll say when the movie comes out, you guys just come to me and ask me what it was, and I will tell you.
Okay, good. I was wondering if you were gonna like put it out there or like talk about the spoiler
the
or
fact
something.
That Claire gets pregnant with a raptor. You mean?
Oh, there you go. Is this Carnosaur? Have you seen that movie?
Of course I have.
Yeah, I think that's where I get that. That's why I laughed, because I think she like that was really disgusting. I think I saw it was like 14 or something.
She opens her belly to give birth to
like a T-Rex or something.
Something I don't even know what dinosaur it is, but it's not a Carnotaurus.
Yeah, I think it was either a T-Rex or a raptor. But it was like this little dino. I was like, I was like 14 or 13. I was like my second rated R movie or something. I was like, that's disgusting. I was like, I felt sick after watching that. I was like, ugh, what the fuck? Yeah.
Oh boy.
Somebody asked. Someone said Jurassic Pals 2000 says that he or her wants Stegoceratops in Jurassic World 2. So there you go. You have another Stegoceratops fan.
Oh, that's lovely. I always love it when people... I especially love it when people say that I wouldn't care about Stegoceratops if it weren't for you.
Really?
Like, I got like so many of those, and it just warms my heart. But it also makes me feel guilty to ruin their lives.
Oh my god, no.
Well, I mean, it's true. It's like another example of like one person specifically who said that was Raptor Dash, and she used to really like hate Stegoceratops as a concept, but then like she read some of my stuff like with the cute baby Stegoceratops and stuff, and then she just loves it now, and it's so cute, and I love it.
That's awesome. That's a good thing about like when we have like a Twitter following or something, we can actually like influence other people, or like what's the word I'm looking for? Besides influence, aspire or inspire, I should say.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think people are very closed off to the idea of hybrids because they think it's like silly or ridiculous and stuff. I'm like, if you think that an idea can't be done well just because of what it is, then you need to have a bit more like faith in humanity and creativity, because anyone can make a movie with dinosaurs.
Right.
If you make a good movie with hybrid dinosaurs, then you know you're good at your job.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I thought Jurassic... I mean, even if you hate hybrids itself, you gotta look at Jurassic World to be like a pretty damn good sequel. If you still hate hybrids, I don't know how anyone would really hate that film. It's pretty good. I don't know. I liked hybrids, so I liked it even more.
I've seen people who hate Jurassic World, and just yesterday, somebody who was making an argument for why they don't like hybrids said that they said, I don't like Jurassic World, it was a piece of shit movie, you're stupid for liking it, and that's why hybrids are stupid too, and I don't want to like any... It was a long run-on sentence like this, and and I don't want to like anything related to the movie, and then I'm like, if you don't want to like anything related to the movie, that's like the broadest statement ever. Do you not like trees? Do you not like the color blue? Do you not like are you really going to say, this thing was in this movie, so I don't like it? Like,
yeah.
That's just like such a terrible way of thinking, because it's like you're saying that something, because of its source, is inherently bad, and therefore everything contained within it is like, it's just like, I don't even have to explain this, because any person with like more than 2 brain cells can realize that you can't just hate everything in a thing because it's from the thing, right?
Right. I don't know. I think people just lack critical thinking skills sometimes. I know a lot of people, because I loved Alien Covenant. You probably haven't seen that film. But a lot of people hate it because it kind of ruins the Alien franchise, even though it doesn't.
That's pretty been done. Have you not seen the fourth one?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, so these are like prequels to the first film, though. So, yeah, exactly, though. I understand what you're saying.
So within the universe, it ruined it before that, is what they're saying.
Right, even though it didn't, because we still have, because Ridley Scott said he wanted to make like 6 more Alien films, I think even before we get to the Alien movie itself. So, I think just people are just, they're going crazy because they think they're smarter than a Hollywood director, like one of the greatest Hollywood directors ever. So, I think people just need to take a chill pill and let the artists do their work, because Colin Trevorrow has stated that him and Connolly and stuff, they have a trilogy in mind. So like we need to understand that this is Act 1, Jurassic World, and then Jurassic World 2, whatever it's going to be called, will be our second act, possibly like Empire Strikes Back, and then we'll have a third film that caps off whatever, and leading us into the future or what have you. So there's a clear vision all held by Spielberg himself, and he okayed the whole thing by being executive producer. So like you're saying that you're better than or knowing more than Spielberg to take a story and make 3 movies out of it? Like, we need a...
That's the thing that, like, I mean, I don't have problems with people saying that they are smarter than someone if they prove it, but nobody that I've seen thus far. I mean, probably there's somebody out there who has critical thinking and is actually able to, phrase their thoughts in a oh god, I'm trying to think of a nice word, but you know what I mean. Like if you're able to prove that what you're saying is accurate, then
right.
I don't have any quarrel with you, and I might actually shift to your viewpoint. The problem is that so many people are just like, this is bad because it is bad, and I don't like it, therefore it is bad.
Yeah. I mean, like, when people sometimes they make their points, I'm just like, I can see that, but I'm still going to stay with mine for the most part.
That's the thing about points is I think if you say I see that but I can still say with mine, then it's a good argument. But if you say like, I see that and now I agree with you, then that's a great point. Like, I mean,
right.
People, it's upon the burden of the person making the argument to make it well. It's not to you to accept it.
Right.
That's the thing is, like, people will blame you for, like, they'll say, oh, you're just stupid for not understanding what I'm saying. And it's like, well, obviously there's not good communication between us. And so even if we're, like, both at fault, it's not just one or the other.
Now we're on the subject of hybrids still. I'll bring up the statue of the Indominus again and ask about the batshit insane, in my opinion, idea that the Indominus had Claire DNA. Do you think that is, or human DNA, because she had the opposable thumb or what have you on her hand? Do you think that's a real thing?
I don't think it's a real thing in universe, but I think, oh my god, no, never mind. No, I was gonna say it was a thing in the thing I wrote, but it's actually not. It doesn't work because she never touched it. Well, I mean, she touched it later, but it doesn't work that way. Oh,
wait, what do you mean, it infused her DNA when she touched the Indominus or something? Like the...
No, because I had this story, and in one of the stories, there's this, like, virus thing, and it's, like, it's really, really complicated, and if I explain it, it's just going to sound stupid, but trust me, it's done well. But anyway, there's this complicated thing through which somebody's adopted raptor baby is actually genetically related to them, not because they were birthed from them, but because the mother contained the DNA of the... And so it's like this weird thing, and so I was thinking that would work with Claire, but then I realized my whole plot point was that the Indominus never did imprint on Claire.
God, I don't know how people could hate this hybrid. It's such a beautiful looking hybrid. I wanted to ask you before I forget, because I know I'm going to forget. You did an awesome, and I tweeted about it, analysis of Claire and Owen, and how Owen was like, he was a dude, and he didn't care about shit, and he kind of cared about shit at the end. He cared about his animals taken away, so he cared about Claire. And then he did a great analysis of Claire herself and her arc. And no one's ever done like a great analysis of that. And also, I think were you on the Jurassic Park podcast or something about?
I was a couple of times. One of them was about symbolism. Also, I just want to say, Jennifer Lynn did actually do after me a good analysis of Claire Dearing, to which I also did another reply.
Yes, I didn't see the reply. Did you like post that on Twitter? What'd you do with that? I didn't see that.
Oh, I put it on my blog and then I tweeted it, but I would recommend not reading the reply because I was in a really bad state of mind at the time, and so I was really like self-hating, and like I did it in kind of like a semi-humorous way, but it was like, but if you want to read it, you can.
Yeah,
my blog is actually quite terrible, but and if you go on there, just know that some of the things that I said on there, I totally have gone 180 on, and I don't agree with my past self on some of the things, and I've like evolved my opinions.
Oh, gotcha. I'll still read it because I remember she wrote her article and I thought it was all right. It's very intriguing look. I mean, I already knew all that stuff, that it was her film and she was like the main character, even though she didn't get the top bill for the film.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is that people use the argument. They use such terrible arguments for when they say Owen is the protagonist, which he's not. One of the arguments they say is Chris Pratt is listed first in the credits, and yeah, that does kind of piss me off a bit but you know what? He is top billed cast because he's Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, while she is Bryce Dallas Howard. It's not Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's just so many arguments for like why Claire's a protagonist, and she just so certainly is. If you know anything about the medium of film or storytelling, or like she just is, and so it really does bug me when people get that wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's almost the same way. Did you see Passengers?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you tweeted about it. You said I think it was hold on, I remember this. You had like Jurassic. Yeah, you had a piece of paper with J. Was it RU or UR? I can't think right now backwards because I'm trying to go to the camera. And then you put it in front of Passengers, and it was Jurassengers.
Yeah, I wrote Jurassengers, which was Jurassic Park and Passengers combined.
Oh, and it was,
before seeing the movie.
Yeah, and then it was like in front of the poster. Didn't you like tag like Pratt on Twitter or something?
I don't think I tagged him in that one.
Oh.
But I have tagged him in some equally stupid stuff.
But Passengers, the film, like Jennifer Lawrence, she like demanded that she be top bill, and she demanded, like, I don't know if it was just equal pay or she demanded more money than Pratt, even though the film was mostly, I think, Pratt's movie. It was his character we start off on.
Yeah, he's the protagonist. She's the deuteragonist.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. Is that what you called Pratt's character, Grady, for Jurassic World? Was it the dude agonist?
Deuteragonist. I would say, yes, Owen is the deuteragonist, but he's also the love interest. There's a bit of overlap there. And I think one of the problems with using the term love interest is a lot of movies, the love interest is the woman, and so like that confuses people a bit. And I don't want to like claim that people are sexist, because I know people, they just hear terms a lot in a certain setting, so they think it has to be this one way. But no, the love interest can be a man, or it can be like an androgynous lion. Right.
They also, I don't forget what minute mark it was. It might have been like 24 minutes or maybe been like 30-ish minutes, but around, like in a film, around 30 minutes or so, you're supposed to introduce a new character to...
Actually, I think Claire Dearing is introduced, it's either like 6 minutes and 46, 48. I don't know, I get 6s and 8s mixed up because my brain don't work right. My mind. But I did memorize... Maybe it's 6:13 or something, but it's like I memorized for a while the exact time, so I had it on hand when she appeared, but I've forgotten it since then.
Well, yeah.
But it's not just because she appears first, because like when you're looking at protagonists, it's not just like bullet point by bullet point. This makes a protagonist. You have to look at all the elements together.
Yeah.
But Owen is introduced way, way too late to be a protagonist in a competent movie. Because there are a lot of movies that are incompetent and they don't know when to introduce certain things. Like, have you ever been in a movie and you see the title like 20 minutes and you're like, oh boy, that ship has sailed?
Yeah, like even Chris Nolan's films, he doesn't put the title until like all the way at the end of the film. Well, at least for the Batman films.
That was a stylistic thing. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But like when they wait too long for the title and it feels like you're already into the movie, but then it sort of takes you out of the movie, but as opposed to the title being near the beginning, like maybe after a thing, like the Jurassic World thing. Like if instead of, during the eggs hatching, if they had the title Jurassic World, for instance, while the raptors are running around in the jungle, like that would be too late for a title.
Yeah, I want to ask you, since we're still talking story stuff for Jurassic World, I wasn't that big of a fan of the prologue. I feel like we could have had a better, a little more grandiose prologue to kick off the film. rather than like 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like mixed about that because I think if they had tried to do a prologue in the same style as the first, second, and third movie, it would have just sort of felt forced and like it would have probably brought me out of the movie. So I'm glad they decided to do something stylistically different. I don't really have a beef with it, but I can see why people would.
I got you. Yeah, I wanted it because, for the first 3 films, that's our stuff that kicks it off. It's beautiful, even the third one. It's good filmmaking or film writing to set up our story. And
I'd say it's sort of it's okay. It's very MacGuffin-y. There's no physical object MacGuffin, but it feels like a MacGuffin of storytelling. Does everyone know what MacGuffin is?
Explain to the people if there are listening about us.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I don't want to be dumb and say stuff I don't want to. Okay, I'll just explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll try not to be I know when I explain things I sound condescending and I really don't mean to. I don't think anyone's stupid for not knowing MacGuffin. I just wanted okay.
Yeah.
So there's 2 definitions to MacGuffin. The original definition is an object or plot point that gets the movie sort of going but has nothing to do with the rest of the plot. So in a lot of Indiana Jones movies, it's the first treasure he would steal and then it doesn't have anything to do with the plot. It just sort of introduces him as a character. But then MacGuffin as a term has sort of evolved to be anything that is the driving object of the plot that is usually not very well explained, but it is a central thing. So basically any of the Marvel movies when there's a doomsday rock or whatever. I know what they're actually called. I'm just
I forget what the Tesseract. I forget what they're called, but yeah, there's 6 of them or something shit they gotta find out about. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that thing is it has to do with the plot and it's the object of the plot, but you could replace it basically with a potato, a magical potato, and it wouldn't make a difference. So yeah, and that's not to say because with film definitions and story definitions, they're always changing because audiences are always changing and we interpret things differently and what's accepted in one time is not in the other.
Right.
So, and it's not like it's concrete because unlike science, art is a little bit more subjective and changing. So
yep.
A MacGuffin is not a MacGuffin is not a MacGuffin, but you sort of know it when you see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's
Blueberry MacGuffins. That's funny. Somebody said.
Yeah. So there it is.
I like MacGuffins better.
So there's MacGuffin for everyone that didn't know what the object was. I don't think anyone's Infinity Stones. That's what they are. Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Rex Overdrive. How many are there? Is there 6 or something? There's at least 3,
6.
I think.
No, 6.
There's 6. Oh, okay, I was right in that aspect then.
They fit in a power glove.
It's something.
Or it's either a Power Glove or a Virtual Boy. I'm not really sure which.
I only own one Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to buy Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when it comes out. Besides that, I usually, for Marvel, I just buy Marvel Fox films, all the X-Men films I love, and Deadpool.
Yeah. I think I I usually see Marvel films when they come out, but I don't really have a desire. I watch them and I get them all mixed up now, and I'm like, oh wait, this one was the one with this one. No wait, it wasn't. And I'm not saying bad. They're very serviceable and they're entertaining, and that's fine. But it's kind of like a fireworks show where I forget what I saw in one and what I saw in the other. With some notable exceptions, Guardians of the Galaxy is very distinct.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that one. That's why I like that one the most. And then the second. Did you see the second one yet or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, the second one was also excellent to me, and then Avengers was good too. Oh, I forgot. First Iron Man was good too. But you nailed it right in the head. That's the biggest problem I have with the Marvel films, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange. They're all the same movie. It's just funny protagonist, antagonist we really don't give a shit about, or just comes out of fruition instantly, Mark Strong or whatever his name is, bald guy and the villain for Ant-Man. Yeah. He was fine, and all of a sudden he just kills a guy in the bathroom. It's where the fuck did that get from?
People are saying now Infinity Gauntlet, a gauntlet
for the thing that holds it.
Glove is called. I don't think they understood my reference to the Power Glove.
Maybe not. I don't think I understood your reference. I was like,
it's a Nintendo thing. It's it was this really crappy thing. Yeah, that thing. And then I compared it to the Virtual Boy, which is also a crappy game system.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, so anyway, I think the problem also with the Marvel things is not necessarily that all the stories are the same, because they're 3-act structure very much, but the thing is that it's the length of each act and each plot point is the time between them is very different. Whereas, if, like, compare this to something like the Disney movies, which are also very like 3-act structure, very rigid. Sometimes the second act will be a bit longer, like, or maybe even like shorter. Like The Lion King has a short second act. I think Incredibles has a pretty long second act. But these movies, while they also have very rigid structures, they sort of have different timing. It's like a song, sometimes the chorus is longer or shorter. But I don't know. Marvel movies are fine, and I think I appreciate them a little bit more now that so many superhero movies are coming out that are like disappointing me, with the exception of Lego Batman. That was the greatest.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that one yet, but I heard great things. Almost all the Lego movies kick ass. The Lego movie, like from 2014, I think it was. That was awesome.
It was so beautiful, and it should have gotten an Oscar, but of course the Oscars were sham. So
yeah, but they did give away Lego Oscars, which I still want one at the Oscars. That was pretty cool. That was some awesome Oscars that year. But you know what you should do? With all your intelligence of film analysis, you should just open up a film analysis channel and just talk about MacGuffins and these kind of things. You would blow up to like 1 million subs or something. There's a lot of people like I don't know if you watch what are their names? Nerd Writer is one of them. He does a decent job. Yeah, I watched
a few of those. I actually do have something kind of in depth coming, but it's a review of a movie. Like, I've been teasing it for a while, and the only reason I haven't released it yet is because it's been taking a little bit of, because I have school and stuff. But I was going to review In the Beast 2017 and explain why it is the worst thing ever.
I'm about to say, yeah, you only did like the little one where you're at your drawing tablet.
Oh God, I was in such a bad place when I did that. I was so depressed and sad. But yeah, I'm gonna do like a full extensive one that goes plot point by plot point. It's actually kind of interesting because I wrote a Beauty and the Beast story with Jurassic World, and I found that a lot of the things that were fixed, because Beauty and the Beast 2017 tried to fix some stuff from the 1991 version but failed. And I know it's kind of terrible to compare like fan fiction to a multi-million-dollar Disney movie. Yeah. But I feel like it's fair because Beauty and the Beast 2017 was just terrible.
See, you're one of the rare people I know, because I know a couple people. I haven't seen it, but I probably don't want to. I'm not the biggest Disney fan unless it's Tron, the Tron films. There's a Tron Legacy poster behind me. I feel like people know I love Tron, but I'm not the biggest like Disney. Oh my God, I need to see this Disney movie. So I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, but all the friends that loved it I've seen it as a kid, but it's been a while. But all the friends that like love Beauty and the Beast, they saw it and they loved it a lot. So it's like I was like, oh, I know for sure Christine's gonna like it, and then you're like, I hate it. I'm like, oh damn.
I think it's not like, because that's the thing is like I saw the trailers, and every trailer that came out, I just had less and less faith in it. And I'm like, but then people were saying, oh, it's great, and they were people who valued Beauty and the Beast. So I'm like, oh, well, if they think it's okay, then it's. And so my expectations were still really low, so it should have. But oh my God! And now every time I see like an ad for Beauty and the Beast, because I'm like subscribed to all the Disney things because of all that stuff, it hurts me, and I don't want a movie to hurt me, but it does. And the fact that, like, I mean, if it just existed, but like sort of faded into obscurity, like those old 101 live action, or this, I can't say words, 101 Dalmatian live action movies. But the Beauty and the Beast thing, people are like enjoying it, and I don't know, it's a vastly terrible product from a writing level, from a everything level.
Damn. Yeah, well, so will it be a plot analysis? Will it be a psychoanalysis? Will it be, what would it be?
It'll be a plot analysis. Actually, basically what I did is after I saw the movie in theaters, I watched it again in a theater, because I didn't want to pay for it twice, and also because you can't take notes in a theater. It's really dark. And I wrote down everything, and I was writing for the whole movie. I wrote down everything that I hated, just like plot point, like, this thing sucks because this. And then I compare those points to things that I did when I wrote it. So, like, how they tried to fix this one element of the story but only made it worse, and how you can actually make it better. And so then basically that's what I did. And I did it with dinosaurs, so it's automatically better.
Awesome. Well, you have to definitely tag me in when you finish that up. I want to watch that for sure.
Oh, definitely.
I have to also remind myself at the end of this video, or if you're watching this as an archived live stream review, Lori Christine's Twitter will be in the description, and she has a channel also, where that's what we're talking about. She did a review of Beauty and the Beast, but she was drawing something. It was actually really cool. I'll link her channel down below too, so you can subscribe to her channel. It's really long. Tell the people what the title of it is in case they want to look at it like right now. It's like T.
It's I'm gonna have to think for the letters, but it's Tishbafu. But basically, the initials of the silliest Jurassic Park fan fiction ever written. So
there you go.
TSJPFEW. That's it, and then channel. So
if you want to, she just said it. So if not, if you're watching this archived, I'll have it in the description box below. Whenever she releases the Beauty and the Beast analysis, I'm looking forward to that because I really like it when people kind of go against the grain, and that it's genuine. It's not like there's this one what's the hell's his name, Artie Allman White, I think. It's this film critic, this bald guy. I think he's in New York City. He always ruins like 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Like I think Toy Story 3 was like 100%, and he was the guy that ruined it. And if a Transformer film comes out and everybody thinks it's terrible, he thinks it's awesome. He's just a troll. And I like it when people have differing opinions, because I do a lot of times. But you back it up with like real evidence or like a reason why. Like pretty much we're bringing this full circle from earlier about our hybrids discussion. Like
that's the thing is like I feel the reason why I have these different opinions or why I voice opinions, I have opinions on a lot of things. I have opinions on Theodore Rex. I have opinions on Carnosaur. I have opinions on all these things. But what really makes me want to like talk about bad movies is either when they're so bad and everyone knows they're bad, but you have to examine why they're bad and it's fun, or when they're so bad but somehow people don't see it and they're just sort of like tricked into this scam that's like trying to manipulate them. And it's like I don't like it's, you know what, people who enjoy movies that are like bad on a writing level and stuff, it's like I don't blame them for liking it because you can't blame people for like getting conned. Like when people get scammed on the internet and stuff, your first impulse is to say, oh well, they're just stupid, but they're not. I mean, there's reasons why people get tricked into doing things or have different reactions, and it doesn't make them stupid, it just makes it different, and especially with arts. But that means like just because someone likes something, it doesn't mean you have to too. And like it's not right to call someone stupid for liking something unless you prove it.
Yeah, I mean,
you can prove it, and it's still mean, but
I can understand because I didn't like Kong Skull Island, but I can understand you going to that film because it was a very like almost like a Transformers experience. You go to see explosions, and for this case, you go to see the monkey like eat people or destroy and destruction and shit. I can totally see like a film where you turn your brain off and you can just enjoy it. Like if you work at a 9 to 5 and you hate your life and you just want to go at 7 o'clock and see a giant ass monkey beat the shit out of helicopters and just enjoy yourself for 2 hours rather than like, you know, see like a Denis Villeneuve. I forget to pronounce the guy's last name. Villeneuve. I'm so fucked with French names.
I'm bilingual, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh yeah, Canada, right? Yeah, Canada. Even though it's Western, not Eastern, though. So like Quebec and stuff.
Actually, I looked it up the other day, and 17% of Canadians are English and French speaking.
Well, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's not like something like that, like Enemy or something. I don't know if you saw Enemy, but his film.
I didn't see Enemy, but I was wanting to.
Which ones have you seen from him? Because you know his last name. I assume you've seen.
Oh well, I've heard of all of his movies. I've probably seen a couple of them, but I have this whole list of movies that I like mean to watch, including bad ones. But I haven't got
Terrence Malick.
What?
You said Badlands from Terrence Malick, is that what you mean?
Oh, no, I said bad ones, like bad movies.
Oh, okay, never mind, yeah, whoops. My bad, go ahead.
Well, I'll watch that one too, now that I know about it, but, yeah, no, and I also sort of know how to pronounce his name, like, not just because I sort of, like, have heard of him, but also because that's just how the French, because it means new village, or new town.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so, yeah, but, I don't even think, I've also been thinking about cerebral movies versus like popcorn movies, but I also think that's somewhat of a false dichotomy because you can watch a movie that's like obviously, you know, meant to be enjoyed on an emotional level and it's not like that deep thinking, but it's still good. And there's a science to that too. And it's not necessarily, and you can have a mix of both, but then I didn't like Rogue One, and if you want to know the reasons why, you can read the story I wrote called Rogue One But Better, where I fix everything.
Nice.
But that was a movie where people are making excuses like, it's a popcorn movie, you're just supposed to like it. But first of all, the action in it isn't that great until the climax. The climax is fine, but I wish there wasn't a whole movie around it, I would have just liked to watch the climax. But
Yeah.
the characters are not there's not really anything to them, and if there's even the hint of like character, like it's abandoned with after the first act, never really resolved as an arc.
Nope.
And so the whole thing is that, like, if it was just a dumb popcorn movie, I'd be okay with that. I watch a lot of, like, action movies from the 80s and stuff, you know, that are not meant to be, like, that much of a thinking man's movie. But they're fun and they're nice and they have characters where they're simple but you understand them. But Rogue One, it has, like, cardboard cutouts that look like people.
Yeah.
And a robot.
Yeah. I did, you're familiar with, I'm pretty sure, of the Red Letter Media and Mr. Plinkett and stuff, right? Yeah. Oh, you made my freaking my thumbnail.
Made your thumbnail. How could you forget me?
So I'm sorry. I work on so many things. Right now, I'm working on a PayPal news story. It's a pain in the ass, reliving the nightmare I lost $800 for. But also, if you guys have seen my Mr. Plinkett tribute, reviewing Rogue One toys. The person who's with me today reviewing the Stegoceratops made the thumbnail, so it's actually really cool. She did a great job. So I thank her once again. But what the hell was I saying about Rogue One? For my Mr. Plinkett analysis, that's why I was just I said in there instead of just doing my own movie review of it for Rogue One. It's just boring ass characters. I couldn't believe when Cassian Andor, his name is supposed to be one of our protagonists, and he just, like, from our first scene, just kills his friend.
Actually, he's a deuteragonist.
Deuteragonist, there you go. Because
there's only one protagonist usually, and people who, I discussed that in one of my videos that I think maybe is unlisted, but I was talking about protagonism and how it works, and people use protagonist as a synonym for good guy, which is not 100% true. It's like, it's kind of like, it's like calling peanuts nuts. They're not actually nuts, they're legumes, but if you want a blanket statement and this is like a bowl of nuts, it's like, that's fine. But if you're talking in like a didactic sense, it's like protagonist is just the okay, again, definitions are kind of hard, but I'm going to say it's a character from whose perspective you are following and who has a direct involvement in the climax and arc of the movie.
Yes, because they could be anti-heroes.
Yes, that's true. And also there's like sort of passive protagonist, which is in a lot of art films, though that's a stereotype. Like Big Lebowski is the go-to example for that, you know, where they just sort of go along, but they still are the protagonist. But that's kind of a special case.
So maybe some of the Nicholas Winding, or pronounce his middle last name, Refn, like Drive for the most part. Only God Forgives, very passive. And also that one model movie, Neon Demon. I don't know if you saw any of those. Those are very artsy films.
I think a couple of those are on my list.
Okay, yeah, but once you see those, you'll be like, whoa. I think you really like them. The way your brain works, you're very intelligent. They're for intelligent people, those films.
Well, thank you.
They're not for, like, people who want to turn their brain off and eat popcorn and see Rogue One. But yeah, Rogue One was, I way prefer Force Awakens, because there's a journey with the characters, and you went along the journey with them, and you end up liking them because all the shit that they've been through, or whatever they're trying to achieve, and get over their obstacles.
I do like The Force Awakens. I see why people hate it, and I see, but to me, the things that are, like, kind of bad in The Force Awakens are things that are, like, bad in a way where they were still trying to do something, whereas the things that are bad in Rogue One are boring. And if you're watching a movie, like, the worst thing you can be is boring.
Right.
If you're bad but entertaining, that's fine. If you're bad and boring, that's not okay.
Right.
So then you're just wasting people's time.
You are.
Maybe you staring at a wall.
I think, when the hell did I start checking out of that film? It was about like a half hour. It was pretty much right after we saw the new Forrest Whitaker, I think. And he's like, lies! I'm like, oh, the Bugatti. I think it was the Bugatti. I checked out of that movie. I was right then and there. I was like, I don't...
I knew I was in trouble from the start, but I sort of gave it the benefit of the doubt, because, like, a lot of movies have really bad opening scenes, even though that's what's supposed to get you engaged. Because movies are kind of special, because with books, you can read the first page, and then you can just, like, not read the rest of the book, because maybe you're in the bookstore or something. But when you're in a movie theater, you're kind of stuck, like, they're holding you hostage. So, like, but in theory, you should have a good opening scene. But I gave it the benefit of the doubt, but as it kept going, like, it just kept getting boring and boring. I kept waiting for it to get good, because people had been saying it was good, and I'm like, Oh my god, it was a surreal experience. I actually thought I might have gone into a different dimension or something because I'm like, there's no way I should be this bored during like a Star Wars movie, and I've seen the
Right.
prequel.
You're right. Oh Lord, save us. At least I really like episode 3, but the first two, it kind of sucks because episode 3 is really good to me. But to really appreciate how awesome or how bad the first two are, you have to, or appreciate how good the third one is. You have to kind of watch and suffer through.
I kind of disagree there. I watched the third one recently, and because it's the one I'm least familiar with. I'm most familiar with Phantom Menace because of Jar Jar Binks. And did you see that thing I wrote on how I made Jar Jar a good character?
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
I tweeted you back. I was like, just don't make him comic relief, and then you're like, you favorited it or whatever. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can make him well, actually, in the thing he was kind of a protagonist in the thing I wrote, but you can kind of make him comic relief if you make it better. But the thing is that I don't think Revenge of the Sith is all that good, but there are some good things in it. Like there's good ideas in it, like the whole scene where he's going to storm in and kill everyone. Like that's a scene that might have been handled better, and
Yeah.
But in general, I thought it was. I mean, I I don't know if I tweeted it or whatever, but when I rewatched it, I'm like, I watched Revenge of the Sith again, and I like the lizard that goes. Well, that's pretty much all.
Oh, did the one that Obi-Wan rode on?
Yes,
the really
and
big one,
it
yeah.
makes a sound that also sounds like a specific Pokemon, and I forgot.
It
which
does.
one.
It actually looks like a big ass Pokemon.
I think
now
it's
you mention it.
Palkia in one of the movies. Anyway, but yeah. But I don't know. I don't like that one as much. I think by then it's kind of pointless to even try to salvage the prequel series. But I mean, it would be admirable if they had succeeded in doing that. But
Yeah.
I am most familiar with Phantom Menace because I watched it several times. I went back to see it in 3D in the theaters when they re-released it and it was like a pretty much empty theater where I was, and I'm just sitting there with my popcorn watching Jar Jar Binks being. I don't know.
Yeah, they chose out of all the films to put back in theaters in 3D. They chose that one, the worst one.
And I think they planned to do it with all the Star Wars movies, but don't start with the Phantom Menace.
I think they probably want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So,
yeah, they should have gone 4, 5, 6, and then stopped.
yeah. If they want to make a lot of money, but they might have thought, oh, Star Wars, the people will show up for Episode 1.
Well, that's the thing. That's what they did with the Disney movies when they re-released them in 3D. They did Lion King, and then they did Beauty and the Beast. I forget if they did any other ones. I saw Beauty and the Beast in 3D on my birthday in theaters.
That's cool.
It was really cool. Oh, God. I love that movie.
Yeah. That sucks that the new one wasn't good.
It does suck, because Beauty and the Beast is my favorite sort of plot element. It's like every story I've written has some form of Beauty and the Beast in it, either directly or indirectly, and so to see it and I saw the version with rock monsters. If there's a version of Beauty and the Beast, I've probably seen it. Also,
Nice.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, I've seen a lot of the versions. I've seen the version of Hunchback of Notre Dame where he sprouts wings at the end.
Yeah.
It's the most surreal thing ever. It was awful. I wanted to die.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. I consider myself kind of deeply invested in Beauty and the Beast, and so to see it done so poorly by a company that I trusted, it just blech.
Yeah, it stinks. Well, I am looking forward to this analysis of yours because everything you post on Twitter for Jurassic World or even Jar Jar Binks is awesome, and the podcast you did with Brad, I think it was the symbolism, the site. Pretty much, I was like, you should be a great production designer in Hollywood, thinking of all that stuff.
Oh, speaking of symbolism, by the way, I forgot to bring up the fact that the hybrid Stegoceratops is blue.
Yeah.
And I was going to talk about the color blue, because it's kind of interesting the way it goes with gold, because I know it's sort of a stereotype that purple is a royal color because it used to be a very expensive dye, but later on blue became more of a royal color because that dye was hard to get, and it also became a symbol of authority and sort of things you trust, like the police and Air Force and all of those things. And so I was going to bring that up. Also, the tiger stripes, blue tiger stripes. That's a weird coincidence.
Darker blue on blue. Yeah, I think they're the opposites of the color wheel or something that they go together, like blue and yellow. I remember that, but then I forget the rest of them though.
Well, actually, it's if you want to know the complementary colors, it's yellow and purple and blue and orange, but I guess this is a kind of an orange color, but blue or turquoise and yellow go together really well, just sort of on a diagram level. Yeah, and so I was going to sort of talk about those color things, but then I realized that's kind of dumb.
Nah, we talk about all kinds of awesome stuff here.
Blue and red are the most popular colors, but not together, because they hurt your eyes when they're together and they're really strong. Because there's this effect it has on you. So you know that painting with the 3 stripes where it's like, it's blue, but then there's a red stripe down the middle. If you stare at it long enough, it looks like flickering fire.
I think some kind of mind trick I've seen, like paintings or pictures, like like in a book or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, and so like in graphic design, if there's like blue and red together, it's just not. And I painted one of my comics like digitally in blue and red to make it uncomfortable to look at, intentionally this time, because a lot of my art is hard to look at. But yeah, and so that's the one with the Stegoceratops suicide attempts.
Nice. Yeah, I have right now the blue Stegoceratops right in front of my shirt, which is red, and just staring at myself. Yeah, it kind of gives me a headache. I don't know.
Yeah, I forget exactly what the phenomenon is called, but it's like a visual thing.
Yeah, it probably has some designation that I don't know about. All right, well, we're at past an hour and 10 minutes. Would you give this a recommend to the people watching?
Oh God, of course I would. Buy all the Stegoceratopses. Especially from me, because I will eventually sell my 3D prints, but nobody has offered to buy them.
Poor Christine. Maybe we could open up a shop. Because you don't know.
I want to, because nobody has money who is a fan of me. Oh. They're just like, I read your stuff, but I don't have money, but okay.
You should send like or set up a PayPal donation link or something.
That would be good. I end up just sort of giving things to people for free, because I always say, I have this thing for sale, but then I'm like, nobody buys it, so I just like, oh, here you go. So that's not a very business thing, though, for me, but whatever.
Poor
as long
Christine.
as people get Stegoceratops, I'm happy.
Yeah. You got spread the Stegoceratops awareness.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a recommend too. It's pretty dope. I mean, it's only $10, even if it is 13. As a fan of hybrids, it's got a good paint job. The action feature sucks, but for kids, I think that's who it's for. And if it does have like 4 or 5 screw holes on the other side, and they didn't paint the tail, I still think it's pretty awesome for kids.
Let me count the screw holes. Actually, I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one in the crotch, I believe.
It's the neck. We got
that was a joke.
Oh, okay.
Screw hole. Screw hole.
It's the literal butthole.
Oh, that's what you consider a screw hole? Oh boy.
At least for these little plastic Hasbro guys. I can't believe there's literally one at the frickin' neck. It's ridiculous. Is there one at the neck for? Yeah, it is for the original. So.
When you say neck, do you mean shoulder?
Say what?
When you say neck, do you mean shoulder?
No, like the literal neck. There's one for my neck of the original.
Oh, yeah, underneath. I see that now.
Yeah, right straight underneath. Yeah, so there's 4 on the side, and then one underneath, literally underneath the neck. So.
Yes, the one is painted on both my brown and green one, but I think that's an accidental thing.
You know, that's another thing I forgot to mention, I suppose, because at Toy Fair, before we wrap this up, what's up, Elder? These were painted. The screws and the screw holes were painted the body color or whatever torso color that the dinosaur had, and obviously they didn't follow through that. That was something I was actually really excited about, even if they didn't cover them up like everyone else. Like Tomy covers up the screw holes, but they still didn't because they're cheap. At least they painted them, but they didn't continue to paint that for the final product, which kind of sucks. So hiccups.
I can't get past the screw holes joke. I can't get past it. I'm just trying not to laugh now.
All right, I'll continue talking then. Basketball Pro asked when the next live stream is for dinosaurs. It's next Thursday. It'll be the young T-Rex because you guys voted on that. But video games might be tomorrow night, but who knows? And then of course wrestling's every Monday night. But yeah, so I'm still giving it a little bit. Gonna give it a recommend. I don't know because I think these guys are sold out everywhere. Hasbro recently did restock the old guys, so you can still. I think I've seen the brown one, the brown Stegoceratops Basher Biter. It's available pretty much right now at Toys R Us. They restocked everything. They bought out. I think they liquidated everything, and so you can buy definitely the brown one. I've seen. I don't know if I've seen the green one, but Just like Lord Christine, I'd say pretty much definitely choose the green one, the older style one, over the new one. But the new one is still rare.
Buy them both. Buy all of them. Buy all three.
Yeah, I still say if it's in stock, but if the green one's only in stock, get the green one or the brown one.
You can probably on the black market, I assume. There's probably like an underground hybrid ring.
I didn't buy the brown one. I just have the green one here because I did skit on it and I loved it, and I want to keep it for nostalgia purposes. I didn't get the brown one because that was the repaint wave, I think 3, with the Mountain Dew, as we call it. Basher Buyer T-Rex. And I was like, man, I hate that brown Stegoceratops and I hate that green T-Rex. I kind of like the natural brown. And then I always thought the design of the Stegoceratops should be green and not brown because I felt like that.
Oh, that's just mean.
Well, what was the original painting? What was the color? Wasn't it green?
No, it was actually black or bluish black.
Huh.
The original. Well, I guess it depends on how original you want to go, because Stegoceratops
the painting that was on the wall or drawing or whatever.
Oh no, that one was like blackish navy blue.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Yeah, the one with Spielberg, and they're like, oh my God, there's the photo of a Stegoceratops.
Yeah, no, but I think green is like the classic color. Actually, if you look at when I mentioned the prototype with the mouth open, that one was dark blue in the color of the one that is the photo behind Spielberg.
Okay. All right, so last question. Royal Malabar asks, well, he didn't ask, but he just says he hopes Mattel makes good figures. Someone I was watching the chat earlier asked about if Mattel's going to make hybrid stuff. So are you looking forward, hopefully, Mattel making some Stegoceratops toys?
I am definitely looking forward to that, especially if they look like Barbies.
You know, I don't think we're going to get Barbies. But maybe somehow if there's a Mattel branch in Calgary or Canada or something that you can get a job at, you can design one and just like slip it out into production, and then it'll be on the line, and then it'll be in stores.
Oh, definitely. I've been slipping secret dinosaurs into my actual work, as a matter of fact.
I think we'll get hybrids. I don't know if we'll get a Stegoceratops. We might. If it's we'll get one if it is in the new movie or the third film, which is directed by Lord Christine, by the way. But I don't know if we'll get. We might get like an Indominus because it was in the film, and they're gonna probably create like a bunch of dinosaurs, Mattel, for the whole Jurassic Park films. But I don't know if we'll get Stegoceratops from Mattel. So I pretty much say pick up the Hasbro ones because it might be like a no higher than a 50-50 shot. So, is there anything else you wanted to talk about the toy or hybrids or something before we wrap it up?
There's one thing I was going to do, and I don't like to plug things, but I have been getting no volunteers for this.
Absolutely. Plug away.
Okay, well, a while ago, I made a text adventure video game, and through the years, I've been sort of, like, updating it, some of them big updates, some of them small. But I want to do, because one of my friends was trying it out, and there was some commands she was typing, and they weren't, because, text adventure games, you have to type in a command, and sometimes if it's not programmed into the game, it'll just say, I don't understand the command. And so I was wanting a bunch of playtesters to go through the game and to try out different commands, and if there's something you feel should be in there that isn't, then tell me, like email me a list of the things and I'll update the game.
Well, there you go, guys, if you want to help her out. How do they get a hold of you for doing this?
They can find me on Twitter or, pretty much Twitter, I guess.
Okay.
It's you put the link to the Twitter thing, right?
I will do it at the end of the video if you're watching this archived review. Yeah, it'll be Laura Christine's Twitter down below as well as her YouTube channel. You should do like a video of it too. You should put it to your YouTube channel. It's like a teaser or something, like showing off maybe.
Showing what?
Showing off that you need like testing or just the game itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I was just sort of thinking of doing it as an unofficial thing. I put post to a couple of Facebook groups and stuff, and there's not really much to show with the game because it is text adventure, so you just, it's like, type, enter, this thing happens. Type, enter, this thing happens. So it's not that exciting to edit.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, if you do want to help her out, yeah, on Twitter. So it's at Lord_Christine also.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it too. And it's also in the link if you're going to watch this archive. So I'd like to thank very much for an awesome review, Lord Christine, for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me and listening to my rants about Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, we definitely need to listen to it because you're a very intelligent, underrated person when it comes to story analysis and films too. So you should totally keep doing that type of stuff after you do. Like if you do end up releasing the Beauty and the Beast analysis, I want to see more. I want to see like some Jurassic World in depth stuff and all that because I like listening to your opinion, not just because we agree on hybrids. So.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, it's been real. I'm gonna peace out. Like I said, the next dinosaur Jurassic World. It's actually the Jurassic Park Series 1 Young Rex next Thursday at 7 Eastern, and then video games will be throughout the week until then, and wrestling I think Monday Night Before Raw at 7 Eastern. So thanks, guys, for watching. Bye.